Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a great day so far. So today I am going to be doing a commentary slash reaction to the Rewired Souls debate with Nicholas DeOrio from August this year. A couple of people asked me to kind of check it out, see what my thoughts and opinions were, and I decided to make a video with you guys. And I'm just gonna warn y'all, girl's got notes. But I'm not going to try to make this video too long. I'm going to try to throw in some clips of the actual debate itself in editing for you guys, so that way you can get a little bit more context to what I'm talking about. And I will also link down in the description the full debate if you want to go check it out yourself. But before we get into that, if you are new here, welcome. This is Journey to Find K, and I'm Kay. I'd like to talk about mental health and react to the Rewired Soul because I'm a mental health patient, worker, and advocate, and I want to use my experience, my opinion, my voice to negate some of the negative things that Chris puts out on his platform. So if you enjoy my content, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button down below, hit the bell so that way you're also notified every time I post a video. Thank you to all of my 100 subscribers. I appreciate you guys so much. Got off work today, was a long day, sat there, got online, and was just like, okay, thank you. You guys don't understand how much I appreciate it. I appreciate the support, all of the love that you guys have given me so far. And I thank you for joining me on this journey. And I hope you continue to be with me as we get bigger up over here. So I wanted to say that first. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. So with this debate, you guys, when I say I listened to it, girl, listen to it. I got notes. I listened to it 4 times because I felt like every time that I was hearing it, it was almost like it was the first time. Like, I felt like I was getting something new, like I was learning something new. I got a deeper insight into how Chris probably looks at his channel. Just my opinion, you guys, just my opinion. But I felt like I got a deeper insight to how he might handle his channel, why he behaves the way he does. And that's just kind of what I want to share with you guys. I'm not going to go super deep because, again, you can always go check out the whole debate if you haven't listened to it. I just want to share what I took away from it. And I want to hear from you guys down below in the comments what you guys took away from it, if you listen to it or if you understand where I'm coming from. So I'm just going to say it straight up front street. The first thing I learned from this debate was we cannot take this man seriously. We cannot take his word for fact. And this is mainly for the people who might stumble across my video who do listen to him. We can't do that. I listened to this man go into a debate that he knew about 5 days prior with no research. A regular person, you might say, oh, well, why is that an issue? It's an issue when you are sitting here, you get on your platform, you share information that you say you've researched, you've read books, you are educated on, but yet when you have someone who's challenging you on the things that you're saying and doing and putting on your platform, you didn't give them the time of day for research. When you have videos on your channel calling out YouTubers that didn't do their research, stating they should have did their research, but yet you didn't do your research to do this debate, that was the first thing that went straight at my why. The second Nick asked him, did you even watch my videos? And that man said, no, this debate would have been over. We wouldn't have been having a conversation because you don't know what you're talking about then. And so if he is unable to do research to defend himself in a debate, what is for us to think that he actually does research for the information that he puts on his platform?
Have you watched my videos?
Have I? I've watched a couple of them. I didn't.
No.
Yeah.
Have you watched these videos?
These videos? No, but I heard very good things about it.
So you came on this stream tonight to debate me on a subject with 5 days of preparation, and you didn't watch the video you criticized. Oh my God. You didn't watch the video I made on you either.
Oh, fuck no.
We call him dangerous for just that reason alone. That is why we call him dangerous, just for that one reason. If you walked away and was like, why? That's why. Didn't take the time of day to research the person you were going into a debate in, watch the videos, and try to talk about what that person brought up in those videos in this debate, which was the whole reason you had this debate. Now, if you didn't know why the debate happened, Chris got on his platform and basically pushed a narrative that Nick made videos about Slazo and I'm Alex to make money, to get views, to build his platform. Nick took offense. Nick took offense because, one, he looks at Chris as, you're no better than me. You do the exact same thing, except you add mental health on top of it. So how are you talking anything about me using anything for money, anything for views, when you do the exact same thing? But Nick was even able to share he doesn't even make that much money because he gets demonetized all the time. So right then and there, the debate could have been done. That was what started the whole debate, because Chris got up on his platform and pushed a narrative.
The idea that I have ever in my life said that channels like yours create mass shooters, which is wildly taken out of context. Wildly taken out of context.
Okay, I have the full context.
I want to help flip some of these angry white boys. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of them haven't been through a real struggle. But look at all the mass shootings in this country, and look how we just had 2, right? It's angry white boys. And that's what worries me about YouTube. That's what worries me.
You cannot sit here, get called out for a legitimate reason, and go into a debate without doing any type of research. So again, what makes us think that this man did any type of research when he was talking about his antidepressants, doing that whole series, when he's on here self-diagnosing, when he's on here diagnosing other YouTubers? He got called out for that. Why is it that people are still taking this man serious? That was the first thing I had issue with. The next thing I had an issue with was the fact that this man does not want to take the responsibility that comes along with having a mental health channel. I'm sorry, if you're going to get on YouTube and say that you're a mental health channel, there is a level of a responsibility that goes along with it. I've said it in almost every single one of my videos about him, talking about the fact that the reason why this is such an issue, why people are calling him out, is because you are stating you're a mental health channel, but your behaviors go against that, contradict what one would expect from a mental health channel.
And then I'm working at a luxury rehab, and I saw how many people were ungrateful for that shit, right? You know how many people out there wish they can come into treatment, and you guys are in here bitching, right? And yeah, that's one of the reasons I started my YouTube channel. But you know, I get a pretty good feedback when I do groups at this rehab. Maybe I should talk about it on YouTube and provide people with free access.
There is a level of responsibility that is there when you share, you have education, work experience, and life experience when dealing with mental health, addiction, and recovery. Behavioral health. I'm just going to say behavioral health. That's what we call it out here, okay? There's a level of responsibility that comes along with it. You're responsible for the words that come out of your mouth. Words mean things. You're responsible to make sure that you're coming and providing information objectively, that we aren't continuing to push stigmas, that we aren't providing false narratives on people. We can't sit here and say we're a mental health channel, we have experience, we went to school, I work in this field, but yet turn around and do things that could be detrimental to your subscribers and the people you're talking about mental health. And he says himself, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about the creators he's talking about when he makes his video. He goes through a process, whatever that is, that says,
should I put this video up?
And he goes, yeah, and he puts it up. He stated out of his own mouth he doesn't care.
So for example, let's use the I'm Alex situation. You guys knew, like everybody knew, we all knew, like this is gonna affect I'm Alex, but you felt that it was justified. I looked at Taylor Nicole Dean with so many people who have never gone to treatment, who have never had a loved one in treatment. Do they think that it's normal to start banging somebody from rehab, right? So I feel, as somebody who has experience working in the industry, as well as my own addiction recovery experience, that I feel like I have somewhat of a responsibility, almost like you guys feel like you have a responsibility to talk about things. Like, I feel my responsibility to say, hey, just so you know, this is not recommended. You and I are in the same boat. You said the second I did what I did, you stopped giving a fuck about my mental health. The second people like Trisha Paytas showed an abusive relationship, I stopped giving a shit about her mental health. The second that Taylor Nicole Dean showed people that she was fucking somebody in rehab, I stopped caring about how it affected her because I cared more about how it affected the
You
audience.
should, because when it comes to mental health, there is already a stigma. There's already shame associated with having to take care of your mental health. Just because we're getting into a better time now where people are feeling more emboldened and secure and safe to talk about their mental health doesn't mean we can just throw out anything and swear to goodness, it's everybody, they'll get it, they'll understand. No, you have a responsibility to consistently make sure that you are, if you are saying you're educating objectively. You're not using hot take words that could incite fury and anger and enlist your followers to not take their meds. You can't get on this platform and say you're about mental health and forget that you have a responsibility to back it up. Practice what you preach. You're here to educate. You're here to provide some type of service, you say, to people who are unable to get services due to whatever reason. Then you are taking on the responsibility that those people that they would go see, them therapists, even though you're not a therapist, you're taking on the responsibility to make sure that you're being objective, informative, safe. You have a responsibility to your subscribers and the creators you talk about to make sure you're not hurting their mental health more. You have a responsibility of that. But yet, he wants to run away from it. He doesn't want to take that responsibility. He doesn't care to. Nick brought up a great point where he stated that Chris himself put in a video that sometimes the creator has to go beyond just putting that disclaimer in their video because that responsibility is there.
You use that disclaimer thing we were talking about before. We've gone on record previously saying a disclaimer isn't always enough. Sometimes we're more responsible than we should be.
Well, guess what, Chris? You have a mental health channel. That applies to you. He wants to hide from the responsibility of what that means to get on here and tout education and experience to be different than the other mental health channels. He runs away from that responsibility by trying to compare himself to a regular commentary channel. He sees himself as, well, I'm just a commentary channel. I'm bringing up topics and spinning mental health with it. That spinning of mental health is where you're adding that dash of responsibility. Nick told him multiple times and reminded him multiple times that Nick is not a mental health channel. So he has never gotten on this platform stating he is one to care about one's mental health. He says what he says and means what he says.
Do you understand why this looks so bad? I could probably tweet this tweet and get away with it, but you're a mental health YouTuber. You're a YouTuber who's gone through the same exact situation.
With myself, you are taking a series of things that I have done to try to conclude who I am as a person. But when I do that and take evidence from over a period of time, now all of a sudden it's
because you're a mental health expert and I'm an asshole.
Chris didn't understand that. He wanted to be on that same level field, but you can't when the first things out your mouth is, we're here to talk about mental health and find solutions. You have a responsibility to all people on this platform. The people you're talking about and the people that you're supposed to be educating with your videos, to ensure that you are giving them accurate, objective, safe information.
But when you take YouTube drama and mix it in there, you now have to balance the two. You have to think about not only the audience who's consuming your content, but you also have to think about the person whose life you're invading to make this content.
Your responsibility when you got on this platform and stated your mental health channel was to ensure that you don't push stigma. You say you're here to break stigma, you're here to normalize to talk about it, right? Then we're not pushing stigmas about diagnoses. We're not pushing negative narratives about substance abuse. We're not judging people off of what we see on the internet. You have that responsibility because you stated you are a mental health channel who is here to educate. You have the experience. You went to work. You know better. That bothered me in this debate. Come in with no research. You run away from the responsibility that comes along with. You tout in titles, education, work experience to be better than the rest, to be on this moral high ground, this upper level. You confirmed my issue with you. Just with that. That's scary. That is where I feel great that there are so many of us out there who aren't going to take our foot off his neck, so to speak. We're going to keep pointing out the hypocrisies, the negative narratives getting pushed, the stigmas, the inaccurate information, the lack of research. We're going to keep doing that. Sorry, sir. I guess you do need to be reminded of the responsibility that comes with you getting on this platform saying the things that you say. You want to be better than everybody? Act like it. You can't contradict yourself. Which is basically what your channel does. You're contradicting your own mission statement. You're not helping people for pushing bad practices, narratives, stigmas, information, judgments. You have that responsibility. You don't want it? Leave. Another issue I had with the debate was it really showed Chris's lack of self-awareness. He still sees himself as a victim. This is why it's so crazy that it's so still relevant in December, and this debate was from August. But even to this day, this man still sees himself as a victim. He sees people as haters, people who are criticizing him. He takes it that we're all against him. He's unable to sit back and try to really understand and listen to what people are saying, calling him out for his actions, and try to fix it. The reason why I can say that his lack of self-awareness is out the window is because I'm making a reaction to a debate from August, and it all still applies. And they were the ones that also called him out on his lack of self-awareness.
Since you're not perfect, you shouldn't be commenting on a girl that just got out of fucking rehab while sending your fucking audience to tell her just how sick she is.
Nick, you can laugh all you want, but I want you to acknowledge how silly you sound right now. So you think that...
How silly I sound? Look at the chat!
You are not self-aware, Chris. You are not self-aware.
They called him out on the debate, on the fact that runs off of his emotions. This man is sitting here. He can't listen to constructive criticism. He's unable to really listen to how others are perceiving him and why we're having issues with him. He doesn't see any wrongdoing in his actions and how it doesn't align with the titles that he is using on this platform. He doesn't get it. That is necessary if you're willing to come up on this platform and provide people you don't know information. You can't get on here and swear to goodness you understand, you have this education, you've worked in this field, you know what you're talking about, but you don't have the self-awareness to see where you're messing up at.
This is July, Chris. This is July. You got in your drama in March.
Okay, so what?
It's been a while since people were making videos on you in mass, and you're still fucking up, Chris.
We're in December. We're about to end this wonderful year, and he's on a hiatus because of his lack of self-awareness. He still thinks it's cancel culture. He still thinks we're against him, that everyone's against him. No one wants to defend him.
And the fact that you've put the expectation on me that I should be...
Oh
yeah,
my God.
yeah, no.
You think this is a hit job, don't you? You think that every single person who's ever come out and made a criticism of you, hate video, because we gotta call it that, you think this is a hit job. You think you're a victim here, don't you?
Not only are you running away from the responsibility that comes along with you having a mental health channel and touting your experience and titles and all of that jazz to be better than the other mental health channels, you aren't even able to be open to criticism. You aren't able to sit back and really reflect on why people might be saying the things that we say. He tries to say in the debate that, yes, he's bad at taking criticism, but he does try to turn around and, make the different changes.
I'm in a better emotional place. I go back through some of those old videos. Because as even though it doesn't seem like it, I may suck at taking criticism. I might be a little bitch when people criticize me, but I do take the criticism into consideration, right? And some people notice it, some people don't, so.
But I gotta say,
Where?
we're in December. You're currently on a hiatus because people are still criticizing you for the damaging and negative information that you're putting out on your platform. the bad decisions that you're sharing with your subscribers who are impressionable, who might think that's okay because, hey, he's worked in mental health, he's in recovery, he knows what he's doing, he knows what he's talking about, he has this platform. That is not okay. You have to have the ability to sit back and really reflect and see, am I doing what I say that I'm trying to do? To him, as long as it goes through the process that Chris runs through his head, he says he has his own process. As long as it deems to him it's okay to put up, he's going to put it out there. He thinks that it's going to get likes, views. To him, that equates him helping someone.
Are you okay?
Just because you have thumbs up on a video doesn't mean that that video did so great you're helping those people. He literally takes that number and equates it to the people that he's helped.
Like, the like to dislike ratio on it is 977 likes to 59 likes. Really don't care, Nick, that you had a problem with it, all right? I went through my personal process of deciding to post that video. It looks like a lot of people benefited from it, and I'm not going to not do anything because DeOrio and a few other people have a problem.
He
right?
uses that as validation for the information that he puts up and that he puts out. The reason why I have such an issue with him not having that self-awareness is because when it comes to mental health, it's not one size fit all. It's, you have to remain objective, right? You have to release those judgments. You can't sit here. He says he's worked in treatment. Tell y'all honestly right now, when I started working in treatment, that was one of the first places I learned to put all judgment aside. Who am I to judge anybody? When you work in mental health, at least I hope people that work in mental health, they're usually more objective about things. They're more open about things. They're able to sit back and hear criticism, opposition, have healthy debates, research, find out more information. But he lacks that self-awareness that he might be putting out some bad information. But he doesn't care because to him, as long as it gets views, it gets likes, he's helping someone. No matter how many times we tell him, the way he's behaving towards fellow addicts, the way that he's pushing judgments on people he doesn't know, the way that he pushes substance abuse on everybody, the way that he shows his biases is not okay. It's dangerous, especially for someone who is stating they know better about mental health. That's not okay. Let's just go through that real quick. I didn't like the fact that he went into a debate that he knew about without doing any type of research. To me, that tells me then you don't really do research for your channel. You had 5 days for the debate, you didn't do research. Telling. The fact that he continues to want to run away from the responsibility that is tied with him having a mental health channel. He came on this platform and stated he has the education and work experience to try to sit here and help. He says it multiple times in the actual debate, trying to figure out solutions, plugging his books, doing all of that, but yet doesn't want to be held responsible for the negative things, the stigmas, the biases that he pushes in his information.
I should never try to help anybody.
Bro, you insinuated that Bobby Burns had a fucking drug problem because he crashed his car. It's one assumption to make when I spoke to the guy. It's another to assume a guy is on drugs because his car hit a fucking tree or something.
He doesn't want to be held responsible for that. But he wants to be taken seriously because he's been there and done that, right? Had an issue with this lack of self-awareness, not being able to sit here and take objective criticism from multiple people who are sharing their experiences, either medically in the mental health field, as recovering addicts themselves. He can't sit here and take the criticism because he thinks he did no wrong. He doesn't see how it's hurtful. He doesn't see how telling someone that he switched his meds without speaking to his doctor is hurtful. He doesn't see how pushing narratives of substance abuse on people that he doesn't know is hurtful. He doesn't see how the problematic content that he puts on his platform, the messages he puts out, the manipulation he uses on his subscribers is hurtful, especially when you are a mental health channel, which goes back to, because of his lack of self-awareness, he runs away from the responsibility that comes with it. You can't have it both ways. You can't sit here and swear to God you're here to help. You know what you're talking about. You're doing the research. You're providing factual information. Then when get called out for it, don't want to be held to that responsibility. Also, can't even address the criticism. Can't even talk about the issues that people have. This debate confirmed so much for me, you guys. It confirmed so much. It made me feel good about hopping on this platform and saying, no, 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 this isn't correct. You shouldn't say it this way. This is problematic. Here gave me confirmation for all of the people that are out here making videos, commenting, reacting to the things that this man puts on his platforms to this day. It confirmed that this man has not changed. We are going from March to now in December. This debate is from 4 months ago, and all of the key points they made in it, which I again suggest you go check out, are still valid. He is still sitting here on this platform promoting negative stereotype, biases, pushing narratives, giving inaccurate information to where it's like, do you research? You didn't research for the debate. It's still valid, and we're in December. What we are doing, keeping him in the forefront, continuing to call him out on the problematic information in his videos, on the things that he shares on his platform, is necessary. Because again, I mean, the original drama was in March. We're about to start a whole new year. Trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to add. Let me look at my notes. So yeah, I think I covered most of what I really wanted to talk about from the debate that I took away from it, just my most pressing points. Basically, you can't get on this platform. Again, I say it all the time, broken record. You can't get on this platform saying that you've worked in mental health, that you are a mental health patient, you're in recovery and addiction, and then turn around and contradict those very said statements by pushing negative narratives, pushing stigmas, treating someone who's in recovery like crap, pushing substance abuse on people that you don't know, that you don't treat, you aren't able to diagnose anybody, self-diagnosing yourself. Like, you can't do that if you have a mental health platform. And if you are going to continue to have a mental health platform, then take the responsibility that comes along with it. Take the time to research your information. Pay attention to the info that you're providing, the way you're providing, the narrative that you might be pushing. Reflect, have some self-awareness. That's necessary for a mental health channel, which again, you were called out multiple times for in this debate. So again, that's what I took from this debate. Nothing's changed. He is still not willing to take the responsibility that comes along with having a mental health channel, with sharing that you have mental health experience as a worker in a treatment center, as a recovering addict. He doesn't want to take the responsibility that comes along with it, but he wants to use those titles to be different, to be better, to pull in the subscribers. But he doesn't want to take care of those subscribers the way he should when you are a mental health channel. I think it was very eye-opening. We got to see a great example of his lack of self-awareness. He showed that he can't take criticism. He's not able to look and sit back and see his actions objectively. To him, he is doing the right thing. He doesn't care about the creators he's talking about. To him, it is, I have a message, I'm putting it out there for people to learn, not realizing that the critiques we are giving you is so that you could do your job, or you can do this a little bit better, be a little bit more beneficial, more helpful for the people who are coming to you for that assistance. So much that more that I could possibly say. Definitely let me know some of your guys' thoughts and opinions down in the comments. I'll comment back as much as I can. I feel good in the fact that we stay talking about him. We're not going to let him just fizzle out. If he's gone, he's gone. If he's off the platform, he's off the platform. I want to ever diminish anyone's experience, anyone's feelings, or anything like that. But to hear out of his own mouth how he treats his channel, to hear his inability to understand why people are upset, why it's a problem, makes me more emboldened to continue to make these videos, to continue these conversations. So I feel like this video might be out of like all over the place and crazy and a mess, but there was just so much to unpack from that debate. Like, I'm telling you, it was so good. He got called out on being a hypocrite, on treating someone in recovery bad, on pushing substance abuse on people he doesn't know. We don't expect that from people who say they work in mental health. I mean, who would want to go to someone who's going to sit there and basically say, hey, I saw your Instagram, you have an alcohol problem. Like, that's why you crashed your car. Who's going to do that? Even though during that debate, I was so upset and angry. I mean, I have so many notes, you guys, that I would talk about with you, but I just don't want to have such a long video. It was reassuring to understand that I'm not tripping. We just showed why we need to continue to do this, because nothing's changed, you guys. Nothing's changed from March to now, from August when the debate happened to now. He's continuing to make these videos. He's continuing to run away from the responsibility that comes along with calling yourself a mental health channel. He's still doing it, and I can't, you guys. So let me know what you guys think down below. I've taken so long recording this video. I don't know how long it's going to be, because again, I have so much I could talk about. I want to hear from you guys. If you were able to listen to the debate on your own, what were some things that you picked out from it that I might not have talked about? Because again, I only hit a few points that really stuck out to me, that bothered me, and a lot of times it will come from like a professional side. I want to hear some of your guys' opinions, some of your thoughts. Even if you didn't hear the whole debate, if you only heard the little clips I was able to include in this video, I want to hear from you guys. Do you understand my feelings? Do you see where I'm saying that he's running away from the responsibility that is tied to him having that type of a channel? Also, did it confirm that he does not research as much as he says he does? That we should take the things that come out of his mouth with a grain of salt? I don't know. I want to hear from you guys. If you made it this far and you haven't subscribed, don't forget, hit that subscribe button if you want. I would love to see you guys back here at my next video. Comment below your thoughts and opinions. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.